Hi, I'm Jill from June Taylor with another innovative solution. Did you ever want to join your quilt blocks that are made Quilt As You Go? Now we have a perfect way to do that with our Sash and a Dash. It's pre-sewn sashing. It's sold by the yard in 7 colors with matching binding. Open the casing and nest your quilt block inside the casing. And then we're just going to run a top stitch down the edge. Take your next block, open the casing, and just do the same thing. To join rows, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to run our Sash and a Dash across the row. You can run a beautiful embroidery stitch down here to embellish Sash and a Dash, or you can even put a strip of fabric down here. Here's an example where we added a fabric strip by folding under raw edges and top stitching over Sash and a Dash. And if you like to make t-shirt quilts, go ahead and quilt your blocks and then join them with Sash and a Dash.
Few things can make you feel young and carefree, like a ride on the merry-go-round. Well, the Go Merry-Go-Round 10-inch finished block-on-board die is ready to transport you down a road of carefree creativity. This 6x24 die board is designed to work with any Go cutter and to make your quilting life easy with screen-printed letters and specialized dog ears for assembly ease. You'll be well on your way to a fun quilting project in no time, since you can cut an entire 2-color block in just one pass through your cutter. In no time, you'll be on your way to creating a wide array of projects like wall hangings, table runners, and throw quilts with this classic block. This die teams up perfectly with other 10-inch finished block on board or bob dies, the Go Cube Mix and Match 10-inch finished block and companions, Go Setting Triangles 10-inch finished, and so much more. The Go Merry-Go-Round 10-inch finished die is sure to delight your senses and spark your creativity. Because at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more.
Quilters, today's show is all about how to cut and store your pieces for this AccuQuilt-Along.
Stay tuned and see what we're up to today.
Hi Quilters, I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Botker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert.
Okay, Eric, I'm so excited about this quilt-along. Okay, here, hold on, I gotta grab the quilt.
Okay.
Welcome to part 1 of the Go Sparkle and Shine.
Just losing your mind.
I love this. Sparkle and Shine AccuQuilt-Along. This stunning quilt, which I can only hold up partially because it's huge.
It is huge. But we should probably hold up the whole thing.
Here, we shall.
Okay. I shall put my stubby little arms to
There you
use.
go. There we go. And you got to stand back a bit so Kenya can get a good shot.
Okay.
Okay. This stunning quilt was designed by our good friend Melissa Corey of Happy Quilting, and it uses the 16-inch mix and match cube along with both companion sets, angles, and corners.
Okay.
Okay.
Now my arms are tired.
There we go.
But we are super excited about using this brand new cube.
We are.
Now, the beauty of the cube system is that the shapes are the same in every sized cube. We happen to have 8 now.
We do.
So you can use any size cube and companion set angles and corners that you want. Your shapes are all the same, they're just different sizes.
Right, and that's going to adjust if you use a different size cube, like the fabric requirements
Right.
and so on and so forth.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
And the size of your finished project.
Right. But we're using the 16-inch cube, and Eric and I love how big our pieces
it's just fun and chunky, and I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
So today we're going to show you how to cut and store your pieces.
And if you have questions, you can put them in the comment section. Our team is going to answer all those kind of general questions.
Yes.
And you can also post questions on our Facebook page.
And what would that Facebook page be called?
It would be called Under the Needle with Pam and Erica. So be sure
Clever
you
title.
join it. Be sure you join it so that you can share pictures of your progress, because that's where we're sharing our pictures and looking at each other's fabric.
And people have already
just
started
having
to make some test blocks.
Yes,
Which is
it's
beautiful.
so fun.
Yep, so be sure and post them there. And if, like, for breakfast you're eating waffles, please share us pictures of waffles.
Oh, yes, we
Just
love
saying.
that.
All right, don't forget this show, like all of our live events, is recorded, so you can always go back and re-watch sections.
Right.
Because I feel like some people think, oh, it's a quilt-along, I missed some stuff.
Right. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Now, this quilt is a little different from some that we've made before.
Yep.
This quilt has 9 rows.
I'm gonna hold this
So
up
it's
here.
an odd size row. It's 9 rows either way. So it
Right.
will finish square.
Right.
Now, the top
Here, I'm gonna
top
put it in here.
rows and the bottom rows are going to be the same. They're like mirror images of each other.
Yes, yes. So here's actually our center row.
Right.
And so there's 4 rows below it and 4 rows above it.
Yes, your picture is off.
I
Here.
know, why is my
I
picture
don't know
off?
why your picture's off.
Is yours?
This is the one I've been writing all over.
Oh, here, Erica can
because
show
you
hers.
folded it.
Oh, there we go.
So you can see this one, you can see how this is put together. These 2 rows haven't been sewn on yet.
Right.
And
Oh,
then
here, I just
when
had to
you're
get there.
all done, it'll be a whole square quilt.
And the thing that I really, really enjoyed about making our step outs and starting our project was how fast and easy and accurate our pieces were.
I know, because we needed to make a couple of test units
Mm-hmm.
beforehand, and it just was super fun. So,
All right.
we've got lots more cutting ahead of us, though. So we're all gonna jump into this together.
All right, so shall we talk about our sample blocks and
Right.
our fabric choices?
And really, we're calling the blocks, but in fact, they're units.
Units. Yes. So shall we talk about our
Yes.
units
Oh,
and our
yes.
fabric choices?
Yes.
So here's a sample of the first 2 units. This is made with the cube and the corners companion set.
No, the
Or
companion
angles.
angles.
There we go. All right, so you want to talk about your fabric?
Okay, so this is our triangle and a square. This is our kite block unit. And I wanted to use Kona Cotton's color of the year for this year, which is called Nocturne, and it's this yummy dark purple.
What do I call it? Majestic or something?
Majestic.
Bravo. Bravo.
She's been
is
calling
what I
it
call
Bravo.
I don't know.
And I say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
So, and then I just went with a plain white, although I have to say, the minute I saw Pam's background fabric, I had immediate quilt envy.
Yes. But you're going to talk a little bit about how you're going to kind of fix that in the end, right?
So this is unusual for me,
It
okay?
is.
If you followed along with our quilting projects and our fabric choices, you know I'm a print girl through and through.
Sure.
This is much more what my normal speed is, and this is much more what Pam's
Very
normal
much
speed
so.
is.
Very much so.
I'm looking at this as a way to, with the solids, to really show off the quilting on this quilt when it's done. And we'll be talking about that along the way.
So I used 2 fabrics. This is from our friends at Figo. And it's called Seasons. And this is Speckled by Ruby Star.
Yes.
And when I got the fabric, I bought the speckled first. And just like Erica, I had a solid background. And I thought, no, I just want a little color.
Yes.
And I'm a big confetti fan and sprinkles fan. So I went to my stash, and actually I had found this fabric.
So you had it there.
I had almost enough. So I called my local retailer here in Omaha and said, hey, Judy, do you have this? And she said, oh, yes. And I said, please hold it. And then I drove literally in a thunderstorm to find it. But I love the fact that it kind of gives it a little bit of a zhuzh.
Yes.
Okay?
I love that
So now, some of you are going to ask, this is not an equilateral triangle.
Yes, and when we get to cutting, you'll see that.
Yeah.
It is an isosceles because these 2 sides are equal and this is different.
Yeah. So this is the kite shape and the triangle and the square. Okay.
But the sides are the same shapes. And when we get to cutting, we'll be talking about directional shapes. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right, next up.
Next, we have our next 2 blocks.
Yes.
And these are made with the companion set corners. And again, this time we need the original cube.
Right.
Because we need shape number 5 from the original cube so that these blocks.
That would be called the mix and match, by the way.
Is that what you call it?
Yes. Look at the box. Go mix and match 16-inch finished cube.
You need one of those. Okay? You need shape number 5 so that these will finish to 8-inch blocks.
Right.
So this is our signature block. Now, fun fact, if you have a wedding coming up and you were thinking, gosh, I'd really like to do a quilt for the bride and groom, if you wanted to make some signature blocks to have people sign or write a message, this is a really good size that people would do that.
This would be a good size.
And then here's my other pro tip.
Yes.
Don't sew it together.
Right.
Because inevitably somebody will make a mistake and then they're going to cross it out or they're going to need a new block or whatever. So just take a whole bunch of these.
Right.
And then when you're done, you can do it.
Right.
And then, Erica, what is this?
So this is our square on point.
Yes.
And this unit is also called a square and a square, but we call it a square on point. And people ask all the time, how is that different from just a square? And the answer is math, okay?
Which
it is just
we
a
don't
square, but it's a strange sized square. And the size, though, is sized perfectly to put 4 of shape number 5 on each side, 1 on each side, so that you get another square. It's going to equal shape 1 from your cube, and it's all beautiful.
It's beautiful. Okay, don't forget to let us know your questions in the comment section wherever you stream our show.
And don't forget, we want to see pictures of your fabrics and your test blocks and your blocks when you start to sew them and all of those things.
Yes.
Share them with us on our new Facebook page, Under the Needle with Pam and Erica, and on all of our social media platforms. But really, join that group. It's so fun.
It is. And they've asked some really great questions like, what's your favorite bob dye?
Right. And
All of
we're
those
sharing we're sharing whatever it is that we're working on, as long as it's not top secret.
Yeah, it's good. All right, so shall we cut some shapes?
Yes.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All right, so let's start by cutting the kite and equilateral triangle.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull these out.
I'm going to put mine out so we know what we're talking about here.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is shape 13. I love the teal color
I
of
do
our
too.
new cube. Though
Yeah,
I
kind of
feel
had
like
to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle there.
I know, I feel like we should have made it Bravo. Okay, and then we need shape 15.
The 10-inch cube is purple, so
Oh, good call.
I
Good
think
call.
that's what we call Bravo, or what you call Bravo.
Bravo.
We don't call anything Bravo.
We don't. Okay.
Okay.
So notice these are on a 10 by 10 die board. They are only going to fit through your Go and your Go Big cutters. Okay? So how about, I have some printed fabric.
Yes.
And I can lay out some pieces here. So I have printed fabric. We'll
Okay.
talk about this.
Okay, go for it.
And then we'll talk about,
We're going to talk about how to cut these, because we're going to cut these a little bit differently. So just hold the phone. I'm going to get you a ruler so you can talk about prepping your fabric.
okay, please do.
Da-da-da-da.
Ta-da. Okay, so you're going to follow the pattern instructions, but basically you're going to measure from here to here, either side of our two-tone foam, and just to add 1/4 inch on either side.
Right.
Now, this is a directional shape, so you want to fan fold either this direction or that direction, whichever you want to go, because you need a left and a right, okay? So I have some fabric that I've already started to prep, and
You know what else we're going to need? We're going to need 10 by 10 mats.
we are. Okay, so I wanted to show you this because what you can do is, I measured from here to here, right, at 1/4 inch, and just rough cut.
Right,
With
because
the
you're going to
fabric.
put your,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're just going to fan fold back and forth.
Right.
But this is to show you that when you start with your fan folding, you want to start from the cut edge.
Yes.
Because look, here is what's left over. And notice now I have,
you've got 2 chunks of left.
I have chunks.
You have chunks of leftover, and you
Yeah.
can just stack those up together.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't quite big enough to cut 2, keep in mind it might be big enough to cut 1.
right, you could
So,
open it up.
no fabric left behind, so
Yeah.
always start with that open end, and that's
Right.
going to be really important when we cut these shapes
Right.
also.
And you can always cut up to 6 layers of cotton with our product. Today, just because I had these left over, I'm going to let Erica cut 4.
Okay,
All right?
and we are using our Go Big cutter today because it's on the set, but we could also be using a Go. And this is our electric cutter, so literally it's going to do all the heavy lifting for me.
Yes. I love it when it does the heavy lifting.
And we have our Go Big die catcher back here, which is awesome. If you haven't seen this before, I'm going to pull it out, Pam, and show people.
Go for it.
Because if you haven't seen it before, it just slides right underneath with this lip. But what's super cool is that it will hold your die there for you. Okay, suction. And you can use this to house your power source, and the cords can go out either side. We joke about it also being available to house your snacks.
We do.
Probably not waffles, though.
No, not waffles. Too much syrup.
Yeah.
Or
M&Ms.
ice cream.
M&Ms.
M&Ms. Okay. So I'm
There
going to
you
take you this. So do you want to talk about the kite shape?
Yes. So I want to talk about the kite shape because.
Oh, here, wait. I'm going to pull this so everybody can see we had a left and a right.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So now we have to go around our shape, a left and a right.
So you must fan fold your fabric.
You must. It's a
Or
rule.
cut half up and half down, but however you want to do that,
Oh,
that's how
gosh.
that's going to
Yes.
work.
Okay, and Erica, before we get too far, I'm going to tell you I stored my pieces in really big zippy bags.
You went with the big bags.
Well, these are big.
Well, they are. I went with the 1 gallon. You went with the 2
I don't-
gallon.
2 gallon or
the
whatever it
gallon
is.
and a half. But look.
Yeah.
She supersized.
Supersized. And what I did was I put the pieces that need to be sewn together in one bag.
Okay.
So I'm going to
that's
take
clever.
these.
Okay.
Well, sometimes Erica, I'd forget.
Okay, so we've got two different cutting techniques that we're going to use with these two pieces. With the triangle, we're going to be using our cut and flip method. And with our kite, we're going to be using our cut and shift method.
Right. So do you want to show the cut and shift?
I shall.
And then I have fabric for cut and flip.
Okay, because I prepped this fabric already and I put a pin on it that said kite, so I would know.
I knew she did.
So this is how we're going to do that. So again, just like Pam talked about, we want to start with our open side.
Yes.
Right? So I'm going to put this on just like this. And again, I'm following the diagonal of my shape on the side, on the
die board.
the die board. So I know it's just 2 layers. I'm okay with that because I'm going to put this mat on it. I'm going to take it over to the cutter.
And are you worried about that tail?
I am not. I'm going to just kind of loosely fold it up like this on the side. And there are no blades in the cutter, only in the dies, so we're going to be fine. I'm just getting those threads out.
They're making it
Threads.
crazy.
Who knew?
There.
Okay, so we're going to put this one through. And I want to bring it back so that we can really show.
Right.
Even with our anti-static spray, I still rub and slide.
And this is a super cool trick because it's going to allow you every single time, because I feel like sometimes when we cut that kite shape,
Do we have scissors
We
in
do
our,
right here.
in our drawer?
do you have one
I
thread?
do, because this wasn't the best mat that I grabbed.
Ah, there you go. That's a really good point. You know, our dies never need replacing. What needs to be replaced is your cutting mat. So if you find that your mat is not cutting cleanly, it's time to get a new mat.
And I just want this to pull up nice and clean
Yeah.
so you can see what I'm doing.
'Kay.
So I cut, so those I've got. Now, here's the magic. You see how this is angled on here? I am going to shift my fabric over. In theory.
There you go.
There we go. Keep it lined up.
You just keep practicing. It works. Fantastic.
And the reason this works so well is because of the shape of our piece. Because it angles up. So I'm going to be able to cut that part out of this leftover. If I fan folded, I would have
You'd waste so much
big
fabric.
chunks like this of leftover fabric. Would you care to carve?
I'm going to help you here.
Okay.
There you go.
So now I'm going to take
A better mat.
a better mat
There you go.
and take this through.
And Erica, these are pieces that are big enough that I would put them in my scrap.
Right. I have a plan for my scraps, by the way.
Oh, she does. Wait till you see. Now, quilters, if you ever wondered how to determine how many shapes you can cut in a width of fabric strip or yard, you want to check out the fabric reference chart under the Discover tab on the AccuQuilt website. It has 100 pages, so don't print them all. Just go to the section you want to print right here.
I think I need them back.
There you go.
It's not happy with me. So
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to pull this
And
off,
never
and I'm
just-
going to be able to get then one more set off of here.
Yeah.
So instead of cutting 5 shapes or 4 out of this piece, I'm going to be able, I think, just to squeeze out a total of 6. And I
Yeah.
love that because I still have some good sized scraps. But you know what I'm going to do with these? Should I tell them?
Yeah, tell them because it's super
I'm going to
fun.
make a 4-inch cube version.
Because she loves the 4-inch.
It'll be so cute, won't it?
It'll be fun.
So then I can cut this again.
Yep.
I can cut 4 more. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now just so that I have them
Okay, you
for
cut
later
'em.
on. You start talking about
Cut and flip.
cut and flip.
Okay, so just like Erica was talking about, I followed the instructions. I measured from here to here I cut a width of fabric strip, okay? And then I cut my first triangle out. And this works on any size isosceles triangle or any triangle.
It does.
Okay, so it cut my shape, right? It cut my triangle. So now, again, I could always do up to 6 layers. I just have 4 here. Okay, now watch. Now I'm gonna flip the whole stack
This is so tricky.
and line it up this way, making sure I cover all of my points. Put a mat on top, have Erica cut it.
Okay. Am I going this
There.
way?
Yes, please.
Ta-da-da.
Okay, give it a little love. Sorry, I just smashed your finger. And now look. See, I've cut this. Now I can take these pieces, I'll have to open them up, but then I can get 2 more out of the edge. So if we'd have fan folded, we'd have wasted all sorts of fabric.
Right, because really those sizes will nest together, and it just, you cut so many at a time, it's really fun.
All right, so now shall we move on to corners? Here, hold on, I gotta put these away.
Ooh, yes, okay.
And don't forget, if you have questions, right, put them in the comments section. We have a great team who's helping us today.
Okay, so there we go. And don't forget the Facebook page too. If you've got more detailed questions, you may want to go into the Facebook page. It might be easier. Okay. I gotta see what
am I
I've got
getting
here.
ya?
Signature block. I've got signature block fabric over here.
Okay.
Do you have triangle and a square?
I
should
do.
have a square on point.
do.
I have square on point too.
I have both of them, yeah. Okay, there you go.
So we don't have the fun tricks for this that we did with the other.
Though,
because
I have a
do you have a
suggestion.
You have a suggestion. Okay.
Okay, so what I have found is I tried lots of different things. Like I measured from here to here and fan folded just across these pieces because so long as the fabric is parallel to the lengthwise blades,
As it goes through the cutter.
as it goes through the cutter, that seemed to work the best for me.
Okay.
But previously, I would just cut a 10-inch square, and then I just had, these are actually good to finish as real triangles. Like you could use them for scraps.
Oh yeah, those are good scraps.
So if I were doing this, how I have been doing it is I measured from here to here, it's 12 inches. So I just made it 12 and a half inches.
Oh, really?
And then I fan folded really close because then the only scraps you have are just these edges.
Right. Now the other thing, of course, I just cut mine, being the rule follower that I am.
She is such a rule follower.
But here's what I did with the others when I was cutting is I would go ahead and stack up my strips because you're going to need several strips of these.
yes.
And then again, just kind of shift them because you'll have less waste in between
Right,
than when you fan fold.
right.
And because sometimes I get carried away and I get distracted and then I don't get, my
Get
good
things
cuts.
done that you need.
So I'm going to throw this on through. Well, actually, I'm going to fan fold it because
There you go.
I'm here and so is it. It's the same number of cuts through, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
All right, what are you
totally
working on?
distracted by what you're doing. I'm super excited. Okay, hold on.
Did you get shape number 5 out?
I'm getting them right now.
Okay.
I'm slacking on my job here.
You're slacking.
Okay,
Do.
there's 6. So 6 and 5 come from, as Erica would say, the mix and match cube.
Yes. May I have the scissors, please?
Yes, you may.
I'm going to see if maybe I can squeeze one more in
There you
out
go.
of here.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about half square triangles because it's my all-time favorite shape. And you need 4 of them to go around this signature block.
I can't, but I bet I could fit something else out of this.
I
And
bet
if I
you could.
can't, it's going to go into my 4-inch scraps.
Could you cut squares out of
I
it?
bet I could. Let's see.
So I measured from here to here at a quarter of an inch
look
on
at
either
that.
side. Look at that.
Look at that.
and rough cut with the fabric strips. And again, these are the ends of my strips. So look at this. You can tell,
Oh, yeah.
right?
And you're just going to stack them.
I'm going to stack them, and I'm
Rack
going
them
to
and stack them.
stack them 6. Make sure I've covered all the blades.
Now, I would go ahead and cut this, but this one is I
has
would
the
want to
seam,
press
yeah.
that one.
Yep.
So,
All right, and you'll
May
need
I?
a 6x6 mat. And
really,
this-
I never would have figured that out, Pam.
It's amazing. All right, you can always use a smaller mat. Don't ever use a bigger one. Don't use your 10 by 10 mat to cut that. Okay, so for square and point, look at those half square triangles.
Look at that. And you just cut 12.
Yeah.
Or rather, I just cut 12.
You did. You did all the heavy lifting.
Here, give me the die back, though, because I need to cut some, too.
Okay, you cut some, and I'm going to talk about square
Okay.
and point. Okay, so square and point, it's just like all of our other squares. We're going to measure from here to here at 1/4 inch on either side, cut with the fabric strips. Even though this is a square on point, we're still going to cut it like a square. And we have done that. Now, I actually had some fabric left over. You know, we talk about this from some shapes that I cut. And I'm actually going to cut this because I ironed them so that we could,
Show off.
no, only so I could get there. Okay, so this is my lengthwise green. I have it here in the lengthwise blade. And when Erica, look at you cutting half square
I
triangles.
know, and they're so slick.
Yeah, it's the only way to do them.
Okay, look, I dare you to cut such perfect ones with so
Yeah.
little waste.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
Okay, will you cut this for me?
Oh, I suppose.
Thank you, because I only needed 3 left.
You only needed 3.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to follow the pattern, which we both have, and we know all the things.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, the kite shape, you need 24, so that was the most.
Right.
And then the triangle and a square, you only needed 12.
Yes.
So keep that in mind when you're doing that, right?
yes.
You only need 16 signature blocks, and the square and the square, you only needed 13.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. But look at this.
Yes.
See now, and then I still have some good usable real estate.
We do love good real estate.
It's all about the
But
real
we've got
estate.
one more that we have to cut, right?
Yes. And it is shape number 1, which is our just a square.
Right.
And it's cut solid fabrics. And do you need to cut some
I
shape
do.
ones?
I
Good.
do.
I cut all mine in an effort to be organized. Holy smokes. Okay,
Well,
here we go.
Look at you.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it works, Erica. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, Erica, how big is this square?
So this square cuts at 8.5.
It does.
So it's going to for my strip, then I know I just need to strip it at 9 inches.
You do. Yep.
And I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to be able to fold it over. Again, I just want to cover it.
Cover it with a mat. And some
Cover
of
it
you
with
are
a
going
mat.
to say, well, I can cut 8.5-inch squares. Why? Just use shape number 1.
Why? You just use shape number 1. Well, and that's why you know they're going to be perfect, right?
Yes, every time. That's why we do it.
It is.
Okay. How you doing over there, my friend?
I am so excited.
Okay.
Okay, so I think, can I cut one more out of this?
You probably could.
I think maybe
Well,
I
do you
can.
want to, though? 'Cause
Or
it's
if I
kind of-
can't, I don't know if I need one more. Okay.
You need, I can tell you.
Well, I don't remember how many I cut before. I can. So again, depending on the width of your fabric, you may be able to get,
You need 16.
I can get 5 out
Yeah.
of one. So I'm
Yeah.
going to cut another one, even, I'm just going to kind of pretend
Yeah,
it's been pressed.
it's
I
okay.
think it's going to be okay.
It's going to be fine, Erica.
It's going
Just
to be fine. Put it on through.
All right. So in the comments section, don't forget we can answer any questions you have. But on our Facebook page, we'd like to see like what fabric you're using, how you're storing your pieces.
We want to see it all.
We do, because I have found that this works for me, but what I do is often different than what Erica does.
Right, although this time we're pretty much the same.
We are.
Now, well, the other thing that I've been using is because, and this is because we're going to be bringing our project to and from the studio. So if you're working on something, maybe you're working on something just a little bit at a time. You know, these I think are technically
12 by 12.
12 by 12, and they're for like scrapbooking.
Sure.
But they work really well for keeping your projects in.
Right.
And they fasten and you can carry it with you. So I've just been, this is what I'm going to use to bring it to and from the studio for us.
Yeah, keep things clean.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
And
Erica,
together.
Together. All right, do you want to talk about our blog?
I would love to. So we are going to have a blog post for every Wednesday during the Quilt-Along to go over the details of what we're doing that day. So you can always go there, look those up.
Yes.
You can also watch our recorded shows. And then I will have a blog after we finish, kind of a roundup.
tell.
We're going to show and tell. We're going to look at our finished tops.
Yep.
And look at your finished tops. So be sure you keep posting those pictures for us.
All right. And don't forget to sign up for our blog on our website, and you'll be notified when it goes live.
Right.
Because Erica writes them.
I do. So while we love this pattern, we also love designing our own blocks sometimes. So we want to be sure you check out our new design program called AccuQuilt-Able. It lets you create new blocks using the Go Mix and Match Cube system. It's available at AccuQuilt.com or from your local AccuQuilt dealer.
And while we love to see pics of your fabrics and blocks, don't forget to share them with us on our new Facebook page, Under the Needle with Pam and Erica. Here's how you know you got there. There's a picture of me and Erica.
There you go.
And on all of our social media
And the
platforms.
cutest little logo of a patchwork sewing machine.
Oh, huge shout out to our
Huge
design
shout
team.
out.
There's
Yes,
our
it's
graphics team
adorable.
is great. Okay, so before we end part one of our Quilt-Along of the Go Sparkle and Shine, we want to
need a
announce
theme song.
We do. Well, when I was a kid, my dad used to say "Rise and Shine," so I often call this the Go Rise and Shine. Yes, but we have a winner because we give away stuff all the time.
Yes. All right. The lucky winner of $100 in AccuQuilt reward points is, drum roll please, it's Mary J. of Liberty Township, Ohio. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mary. I've already put that $100 on the account you signed up with.
There you
That
go.
email account. Don't forget, quilters, we have plenty of special offers available for you on our website.
All right. Now, to get an order in, maybe to pick up your 16-inch cube or some of our great new dies that have launched lately, you can type in AccuQuilt.com/party and place those orders and cruise the new things.
All right, quilters, it's time for us to get ready for our next show. We hope that today's show is just what you needed to inspire you to cut and stir your pieces for the Go Sparkle and Shine throw quilt.
See you next time.
Thanks so much for watching. To learn more about your quilting craft, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can check out the events page on the AccuQuilt website for more details on upcoming shows. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, visit our blog for exclusive tutorials filled with tips and tricks. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more.
Join us back here on Tuesday, May 20th. We've got a new die to launch.
And don't forget to join us every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time for AccuQuilt Live. Erica and I will be here next week sewing pieces for our Quilt-Along.